Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. Another disclaimer, alright, baka ma-weirdohan kayo. Yes, I am gonna be looking sweaty for the reason na hindi ako nag-electric fan kapag nagre-record ako sa kwarto na ito. And second na I wear t-shirt so that I look good. Anyways, let's get started. And alam ko, napansin nyo yung thumbnail, naka-sunglasses. Look, hindi siya trick, man. Ayoko lang talaga nagmumukhang tanga, nagmumukhang haggard sa thumbnail ko. Kasi I think you've seen some of that. Okay, quality yung video pero yung thumbnail, man.
But what the hell?
Balin mo lang yung mukha mo, man. Okay na tayo, Lods. Anyways, today I'd like to talk about the education system. I've made a video about school. I think it's litas, hindi ko na alam. I have dementia. I have said a lot of things about it, but hindi ko na emphasize, hindi ko lalong napalawak yung kung ano ang kailangan sabihin ko. So I'm starting again today. Anyways, let's get started. Education system. So, there are criticisms that says that the education system is bad. Today, I want to give my own arguments on why I think the education system is bad. What is the purpose of school? Para sa akin, one of the purpose of school is to teach students to think for themselves. To help them find their purpose, to help them achieve their dreams, and to help them survive in this vile, corrupt society. So why do I think the education system is bad? Well, for the basic reason that there are a lot of things that should be discussed in school that are not getting discussed often, or maybe they're not even getting discussed at all. The education system is putting much more focus on things that is not completely important. I think the education system is more focusing on academics rather than creativity, rather than the important things that we will need when we reach the legal age and we face this corrupt society. Because to be honest, come on, this world is very corrupt. This world is unfair, and how are we gonna live properly? How are we gonna rebel against this insane world if we don't have the knowledge? Madaming subjects, madaming mga topics na kailangan nating bigyan ng pansin. I think the education system is bad because it's like the school is wasting our time. Imagine this, grade 10 ka. You've been studying for a decade and a couple of years. Ang mga importanteng natutunan mo lang just started when you were high school. And hindi rin siya ganun kadami. I listed some things and topics na importante. And these are what I thought of. Things that should be taught at school are politics, taxes, economy, history, emergency procedures, mental health, jobs, patriotism, morals, values, ethics, culture, sex education, family planning. Anyways, these are the topics that I thought that will help us improve in our life. And I think ito yung mga topics na makakatulong sa ating pagtungtong natin ng legal age. For example, jobs, taxes. Like, this is important. I think we should be learning this. We should be expending our time on topics like this. Okay, let's just say na mas mabuting ang information na ni-regurgitate natin ay magagamit natin in the future. When the time comes that we will serve as a functioning member of the society, I will not use the quadratic formula or the algebra in my daily life. So I'm not saying to completely eliminate these kinds of topics, because of course what I want is for critical thinking. What I want is a proper brain to function, and these kinds of topics actually help let our brain think and function and practice it, parang training. Baka sabihin yung kino-contradict ko yung sarili ko. Sinasabi mo na itong mga topics na to ay useless paglaki natin, but you're also saying that we shouldn't eliminate it. No, I do not want to completely eliminate this because it is actually important. It's like a building block. Hindi talaga siya importante in the future, but it will help us. These topics actually interest me, even though naiinis ako, even though I cannot find a way, like, you know, kapag exam na, I'm like, dude, anong sagot dito? What the hell is algebra, man? I can't find a solution. I'm annoyed. But these kinds of topics actually bring out the best in us. And when we solve, just aminin nyo na kapag nakasolve kayo ng ganitong mga math problems na hindi nyo maintindihan dati, you feel proud. You feel proud like, oh my God, dude, ang talino ko pala, ngayon ko lang nakita. What the hell? What I'm trying to point out is that hindi dapat itong mga topics yung gagawin nating mandatory. What I think is that yung mga topics na dapat mandatory ay yung mga talagang importante paglaki natin. Do you really think that it is more important to regurgitate this kind of information rather than to regurgitate the important kind of information that will help us in the future? And why the education system is bad is because students have different learning capabilities. It's not like mga estudyante sa classroom ay pare-pareho ng sirkumstansya. May mga taong mahirap makaintindi, may mga taong ikli yung attention span, may mga taong talagang matalino, may mga taong talagang may comprehensive abilities, may mga taong konti lang ang comprehensive abilities. And I think, in my own opinion, this is just a hypothesis, a teaching approach will only favor the people who have comprehensive abilities, who are smart, who are better at understanding topics. They can't catch up because the teaching approach just doesn't apply to them. I'm not saying na mag-adjust tayo sa kanila, but we adjust to them while also helping them to adjust to us. Diba? Habang hindi pa sila natututo mag-adjust para sa atin, tayo muna yung mag-a-adjust so that we can teach them on how to adjust and properly understand and properly comprehend the topics and the discussion. And I think what is also good, the staffs and the students should learn on how to accept constructive criticism, because how can oneself improve without proper criticism, alright? I'm not talking about criticism na, uy, ang pangit ng gawa mo. No. What I'm saying is constructive criticism. I think alam nyo naman na yung meaning nun. Constructive criticism is very, very important. Okay, since I want to talk about this more, I can a little bit summarize on why the things that I listed or the things that I said are important to be taught. It's not a script, by the way, it's just notes. Bago ko simulan, I'm not saying na dapat talagang kapag elementary ka, matutunan mo na yung mga ganito. No, elementary, I think it's mga importanteng natutunan mo elementary is everything. Lahat na natutunan mo ng elementary is probably important and probably fun, creative. Pero I'm just saying that the things that are being taught in high school. Why I think na dapat talagang tinuturo siya sa school. First, I list down that I can think of is politics. Everything involves politics. Madaming bagay ang sobrang umiikot sa politika. That's why it is very important to learn about politics, because if we don't know anything about politics, how would we know who to vote? Paano tayo matututo kung paano pumili ng maayos na leader na papakinggan tayo? How would we know that this certain political ideology is good for the country, is good for the nation, and is good for the people? If we do not know about politics, how would we know? How would we learn? And how would we vote? We would be choosing blindly. Attract lang tayo sa mga politician na maaayos sa mga strategy nila sa campaign. Taxes, okay? Self-explanatory na siya. Tax is a citizen's obligation, so obviously, dapat natin itong matutunan. Economy, we need to learn how the economy works, especially when we want to start a business. Economy is very important if you want to invest, if you want to be updated about sa mga happening sa ekonomiya ng Pilipinas. History, very, very important. Just like politics, history is very important. We need to learn about history, not only that it teaches patriotism, it will also help us on preventing our past mistakes. Studying history is a profession and will be a profession, because if we don't have historians, then we would really never know what happened in the past, and we would never know how to learn from it. Emergency procedures. Okay, I developed this idea just because of occurring ROTC argument where kung hindi disiplina ang kanilang rason, ang rason nila sa that could make ROTC important is that matutulungan tayo dito when it comes kapag may sakaling may sakuna, sakaling may terrorism, it will help us, and I agree, it will help us. But what if instead na ROTC ang gawin natin? What if ilipat natin yung mga emergency procedures? Kunwari, what to do when there's a emergency? I think nadidiscuss lang yon, ginagawa lang yung drill once or twice or thrice a year from my experience. And I think it should be like what I said, kailangan nire-regurgitate tong information na to dahil napaka-importante ng ganito. An idea that popped up in my mind, emergency procedures are very important, and I think of instead of like matutunan natin to sa ROTC, I think this should be learned kahit nung elementary ka pa. Mental health, oh yes, very napaka-important. Mental health is very important para sa atin. Kung wala tayong maayos na mental health, kung hindi tayo aware sa mental health, hindi natin matutulungan yung sarili natin mag-improve. How would we improve academically? There are a lot of factors, there are a lot of different topics na pwedeng pagtuunan pagdating sa mental health. Maybe I'll make a different video about that, alright? But mental health is very important, and I think we should be very aware of it. Patriotism, of course, let's love our country, man. Mga taong dahil nga sa sitwasyon ng Pilipinas, man, whether politics or economically, may mga taong na nandi-disappoint na sa mga ibang tao na, men, nakakahiya maging Pinoy, dude. Patriotism will bring out the best of us. Patriotism will want us to encourage being a part of society and making it improve. Morals, values, ethics, of course, this is very self-explanatory. We need to learn about morals. We need to learn about values. We need to learn about ethics. We need to learn about this so that we will function properly, we will be kind to each other, we will be respectful. Our actions will lead us to success without dragging people down. Cultures, I think it's very important to learn about cultures. I'm not that interested in cultures, but I think it's something that we should learn because there are a lot of discrimination going around in the world, in the nation, and learning about each other's culture will let us see the perspective of other people and will, make us learn. There is a topic about cultural appropriation, whether it's good or bad. I think sharing your culture with like-minded, open-minded, or people who are open or want to share their culture, I think it's okay. Because I think this is a hypothesis. If we learn about each other's culture, there will be less chances that we discriminate against each other or there would be prejudice amongst each other. Next is sex education. We have a problem in the Philippines where teenage pregnancy is common and it is at an alarming rate. Discussing this topic might seem awkward and uncomfortable for people because it is a taboo topic to talk about sex. But it will help people. They will know safe intercourse. Makakatulong pa rin siya because even if it's just a lower percent, we're thinking about hundreds and thousands of people. Next is family planning. This is very important. Why? Well, it's because we can teach students, teenagers, before they even reach their adulthood on how to properly plan and how to properly build a family. Remember, knowledge is much more better than none. Anyways, that's it for this video. Think critically. Goodbye.